Hey, good evening, good evening. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, the number one grinder, real talk. This is the number one grinder. This is the underrated MMA sports talk number 25. We got my man George up in there, up in here. Um, Let me read this out first and hit you with the intro. Then we're gonna get this going. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just remember us as the righteous one, we are still be winners. That's the real. Yep, remember that. That's the real, y'all. Hit you with the intro. Be back. There we go now. Got George up in the piece. Salute to you, Tom Malone. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. All right, so we got George in the house. You can unmute your mic.
Good evening, folks.
Good evening to you. Welcome again to the welcome to the underrated MMA talk number 25. We got George up in here. Soon enough, we're gonna have SA Gotcha. He be coming up in a few. This is my secondary channel. The Underrated Darkness will be back soon. Gonna take a little time, but it will be back soon. And so don't worry about this. This is my secondary channel. So the ones that are sub to me on the Underrated Darkness channel, please sub to this one. That'd be greatly appreciated. Pass the word out. How you feel, George? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just like I said, I hope everybody enjoyed their Halloween. And I hope everybody enjoy the rest of the weekend. I mean, just been chilling. And I've been working on some stuff. And this afternoon I had a little interview, and and talk with some ladies as we were talking about the future of our favorite sport, as bodybuilding. But I'm here tonight to talk about MMA.
Okay, before we talk MMA, let's introduce another part of the family. SA Scotch 23.
Good afternoon, bros. How you guys doing?
Good afternoon.
How
good evening.
Well, right now, I was about to use my headphones, but they end up snapping. So that's the end of that. So that's not a good start right there for me, man. I was gonna use it so I could talk to you guys, but now I can't use it. But I'm ready to talk this MMA with you, brothers. So let's get this show on the run.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Set it off then. Any of y'all doesn't make a difference.
Well, as you know, go ahead.
All right. Well, first thing, so we have to recap the last fight night, and it was Tori versus Acosta, and I gotta remember now. To tell you guys too, I missed the first two fights of the prelims, but I did saw the Park Jun Yan fight and Grady Rodriguez fight. Man, that was a good fight, very good fight. There was points in the fight that Park could have stopped Grady Rodriguez, but Grady Rodriguez, man, he came back because in that fight though, Grady Rodriguez, he looked like he was just out of gas, but I guess he had that last, in the tank, and he came and he stunned Park. Park stunned. He staggered against the cage, and then Grady Rodriguez started landing, and then Parks just dropped, man. and it was just over there, man. That was a pretty damn crazy knockout, man. So after that, we move on to the main event. The main event, Nicholas Nougat versus Ike Villanueva, and we have to like pretty much question this stoppage because if you was watching it, it looks like Nicholas was hitting Ike behind the head. You know, he was hitting him behind the head, and the fight, and then the referee ends up stopping the fight. You know, but like I said, that was a questionable stoppage. But like I said, Ike got the win. He TKO Ike Villanueva. The next fight, and there was in the welterweight division, was Francis Ronaldo versus Dwight Grant. This was a pretty good fight. Dwight Grant, I gave the first round to Francis Ronaldo because I think he was more the aggressor. He was landing the better shots. But then I gave second round to Dwight Grant because Dwight landed his big overhand right hand that dropped Francis Ronaldo. You know, Francis Ronaldo managed to recover, but he ended up quitting the fight. And then we went into the third round, and then Francis, like I said, he was aggressive, he was landing the much better shots, while Dwight Grant was fading. And that's the thing about Dwight Grant. I like Dwight Grant as a fighter, but he just has a very questionable gas tank. You know, he's good for like the first two rounds, and when it comes to the third round, how can I say it? Dwight Grant, this is what he always does. You know, when he gets somebody hurt, he just, you know, he empties the gas tank. You know what I mean? He empties the gas tank, and like I said, if he can't get you out of there, then he's gonna get stopped. So that has been the thing with Dwight Grant. I like him as a fighter, but that's something that he needs to work on, man. Like every time he has somebody hurt, he always trying to empty the gas tank, and then he just doesn't have it anymore, and then people ends up finishing him. Moving on to the next fight. This was my favorite fight. My man, Bruce Leroy Alex Caceres versus Choi Soo Woo. A lot of people were writing off Alex Caceres. You know, everybody would say, "Oh, Alex Caceres, he's no good. He's just a gatekeeper." You know what I mean? But like I said, Alex Caceres, he came into this fight. Like I said, there was a controversy in this fight. I guess when Alex Caceres was coming up, Chung Woo-Soo, he hit Caceres with his knee. And then, you know, for me, I thought the fight was over. But no, the referee ends up taking a point from Chung Woo-Soo. So going into the second fight, Chung Woo-Soo was just gas. Alex Caceres got the back of Chung Woo-Soo, sunk in the rear naked choke. Bam, Chung Woo-Soo tapped. And tell you the truth, though, this is Alex Caceres' fifth win in the row, and now he's ranked number 15, I believe, in the featherweight. So I'm happy that this man got the win because, like I said, a lot of people was just writing him off. And everybody said, "Oh, Alex Caceres, he's terrible, he's this and that." But like I said, when it comes to moments like this, when they trying to bring up these hype up fighters, Alex always comes in. He whooped that ass, man. That's what he did. So the next fight was Jessica Rose Clark versus Jocelyn Edwards. As you guys know, Jessica Rose Clark, she was away from the sport for a whole year. And basically, she came into this fight and she dominated Jocelyn Edwards. I mean, every time that they get into the grappling department, you know, Jessica Rose Clark, she just took Jocelyn Edwards down, and then Jocelyn Edwards just couldn't do anything. So, but like I said, it was just a dominant win. Like I said, it was just pretty much the takedown. And just from there, Jocelyn Edwards just couldn't defend the takedown. Like I said, the next fight is Grant Dawson versus Glenn. You good?
No, go ahead, bro.
Okay, so the next fight was the main event. Co-main event was Grant Dawson versus Rick Glenn. This fight ended in a draw. So the next was the main event was Paulo Acosta versus Martin Tori. This was a very fun fight. There was a lot of questions going into this fight since that Paulo Acosta was a little bit heavy. Everybody thought that his gas tank was going to deplete, but he went the whole 5 rounds with Martin Tori. And like I said, it was a very good fight. Very good fight. I love this fight a lot. And but like I said, Martin Tori got the win. Like I said, he was landing the better shots on Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa managed to, I believe, it was round 3. He stunned Paulo Costa. No, it was round 3 that Paulo Costa stunned Martin Vettori with a high head kick. But like I said, Martin Vettori has a center block head. He ate that shit. But like I said, that was a very good fight, man. And there's been talk that Dana White said that Paulo Costa should stay at light heavyweight. So that's the recap of the fight night from last weekend. The next one is the one that happened this Saturday. I'm going to tell you guys the truth, though. I missed a couple of these fights because I was at work. But I managed to catch the fight. The last preliminary fight was Amanda Rivas versus Vivian Juvarova. And like I said, this was a very fun fight. Vivian Juvarova, she dropped Amanda Rivas at the end of round 1. And like I said, just from there, round 2 and 3, man, Rivas, man, she beat the shit out of Vivian Juvarova. There was this, I'm trying to remember, I believe it was round 3. She did this high kick, the same high kick that Rose landed on John Blay, where it hit Vivian Juvarova, and then Vivian Juvarova just started staggering all over the rope, man. But this is one thing that I just don't like about Amanda Rivas. I just don't like how her hands are not up. Her hands just start, flailing all over the place because, like I said, when she goes up against like a seasoned striker, she's gonna have to tighten up that defense because we all saw what happened in her last fight when she fought Marina Rodriguez. She got knocked out. But like I said, it was a very good win for Amanda Rivas, and I believe this will bump up her rank to number 8. So the next fight, which was on the main card, it was Maluna Argonov versus Volkan Ozdemir. And like I said, this was an okay match. As you guys know, Volkan Ozdemir, he's just never been the same ever since DC beat him. Because if I remember correctly, they were hyping up this guy, to be the future of the light heavyweight. But ever since he lost to DC, this man has just been getting knocked out and losing a lot of fights. But like I said, there's not really much that stand out of that fight, man. But the next fight was Ling Jinlan versus Kazmat Chabanat. And I said, damn, man. I mean, Kazmat Chabanat, man. Boy, damn, this guy. I don't want to say that he is the good guess because he beat it Lin Jinlan. I need to see Kazmat fight somebody like in the top 10 and the top 5 for me to believe that he's a threat. But like I said, in this fight, man, he dominated Ling Jinlan. I mean, once he got the takedown, it was just over for there. It was to the point that he grabbed Jin Lingland and then he carried him all the way over to Dana White, shouting at him and shit. And like I said, he's just sunk in the red naked choke. Lin Jinlan, he went out on the shield, and the fight was over, man. So the next fight was in the heavyweight division. It was Alexander Volkan versus Martin Tafora. Like I said, nothing really stand out of this fight. It wasn't a snooze fest. I'm just gonna be honest, that fight was terrible. But Alex Volkanov, he snapped Tafara's win streak. The next fight was Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker. Like I said, going into this fight, a lot of people were saying that Dan Hooker was gonna knock out Islam Makhachev. But like I said, Islam Makhachev, man, he just wastes no time. He got the takedown and he just got the armbar, where he took the armbar and he put it all the way behind Dan Hooker's back, and then from there it was just over. He just made a statement. I believe Islam Makhachev, he should get the winner of Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje next week. That'll be the fight that should make sense for him. But like I said, that man right there, he is the threat. He's the threat in the lightweight division right now. All right, guys. So the next one was the co-main event between Peter Yan and Corey Sanhedrin. And like I said, this was a very good fight, man. I gave the first 2 rounds to Corey Sanhager. because like I said, he was landing a lot of good shots. He was making Petrion miss, but just after that, rounds three, 4, and 5 was just all Petrion. I mean, I'm trying to remember what round. I believe it was round 3. He dropped Corey Sandhanger, and like I said, just from there, man, he started to figure out, Corey Sandhanger's movement, and just from there, it was just over, man. He just put on a striking clinic on Corey Sandhanger, and like I said, salute to Corey Sandhanger because DC asked him, "Do you think that you did enough to win the fight?" He said, "No, I didn't." You know what I mean? So I got to give him a lot of respect for Corey Sandhanger. But like I said, that's a real fight. I mean, that is a very good fight. And as you guys know, Petrion, he's going to rematch, Aljamain Sterling when Aljamain is 100%. So next month is in the light heavyweight division. It was Dan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. Like I said, a lot of people, once again, was writing off Glover Teixeira. Everybody was saying, "Oh, Glover Teixeira is 42 years old. He's old. Jan Blachowicz is going to knock out Glover Teixeira." And like I said, Glover Teixeira, he came into this fight. First round, he got the takedown. And just from there, Jan Blachowicz just couldn't get up. He just couldn't get up. So pretty much round 1 was just all Glover. Round 2, Glover, he stunned John Blachowicz with the left hook, I believe. And then once John Blachowicz staggered against the ropes, Glover went for the takedown. He got the takedown. He got the side mount. And the bigger mistake that you don't make is when you go up against Glover Teixeira is never give up your back, which John Blachowicz gave up his back. Glover sank in the rear naked choke, and it was just over from there. And at the age of 42, Glover Teixeira wins the light heavyweight champion. And I'm actually happy that he won the belt because, like I said, a lot of people was written him off. I didn't because I knew that Glover could do it. You know what I mean? But I'm just happy that the man got the win, man. And like I said, his next title defense is going to be against Joey Popakov, another hype job that everybody's, jumping on board. But like I said, we're going to see how good Jala's grappling skill is. But like I said, man, those are the recaps of the fight nights. You guys got anything you want to say?
Well, if I remember correctly, Glover fought for the title like about 3 or 4 years back. And I know he fought Sugar Shane Rashad Evans, when he was coming up, and then also, it's a big thing for a man his age. Like, remember Randy Couture, he was about the same age when he got the lightweight title. So you still say you can't write off of him because they're getting older. But well, I think what's going to happen is that this title's going to bounce around for a good bit. Now that John Joe's no longer the champion, I think this is going to be, it's going to be how long Glover's going to hold that title when the next person comes up, especially if somebody like Paul Acosta decides he goes up to lightweight and see how he does. If he can, go through some of the guys in front of him, and he might be maybe the next 3 or 4 fights down the road. If Paulo goes up to 205, you might think he might get a shot for the title.
Well, like I say, he has to put on a couple wins. He has to put on a couple wins first before we say if he's out of title contention right now. You know what I mean? But Underrated, what you got?
Not there yet. No, I'm going by what you're saying. The potential is not there yet. So he got to win. I said, forget the 2 fight. He got to win at least about 3 or 4 fights.
That's what I said. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So 2 is not enough.
Right. Good. And there was another one too. We're gonna talk about this. Bellator was on last weekend. They were in Moscow, Russia, where what's his name? Fedor. He knocked out Tim Johnson. He knocked him out. We all knew that was gonna happen. Like I said, we already know what Bellator is trying to do. They're trying to give, Fedor one more last title run before he hangs it up. But we're gonna talk about this one, Underrated. George Page, you know what I'm gonna talk about. Carissa Shields. Go ahead.
Oh God.
Go ahead, man. Get on the dance floor, man.
Oh God, that was, she did pretty good. You know, her stand up defense was better, but the problem what she did was like this is a good sample. As you know, that last fight night he had Randa Marco. She won her fight against Olivia Souza. And I was watching somebody was showing a clip from that fight where it was in the third round. No, it was early in the third round, and where Randa hit Olivia. Olivia started running away from her, and got against the cage, and then she hit her again in the clutch. You know, Randa's good at dirty boxing. You know, fighting in close, and then because Olivia was holding her arm. Then she broke away from her and she jabbed, hit her while Olivia just was missing. That's what Clarissa should have did. That in the round about the second round when Clarissa had Abby hurt against the cage, instead of jumping on her, she should have stepped back, jabbed her, hit the head a few times and attacked the body. That's the mistake she made. Instead of just grabbing her, thinking she got her. No, you don't estimate this person because sometimes you might have maybe rock them a little bit, but if they still have the mindset to keep themselves together, when you get close to them, they grab you. And especially and one thing about PFL, you can't throw elbows. That's the one thing I think an elbow probably would have made a big difference. And I don't know why they don't do that, but safety reasons. But Clarissa should have took a step back when she had her hurt, let her pick her head up a little bit, hit her a couple more times, attack the body, and then if you could get her, just slam her, and then do a little ground and pound. But
but this is the thing that, and I know there's going to be some people going to say we hate on Carissa Shields. No, it's not that. It's not. We just put on our MMA hats. Okay, I want people to outside to understand it. This is an MMA talk. We put on our MMA hats. We are strategically tell what she should need to do better. Now, and also she could have had a clinch right in the corner and catch her with the knee on the body too and double that up too. You know what I'm saying? Go to the leg and stuff like that. And I didn't understand that of certain times that Chris, you had this stuff, but it goes to show, like y'all brothers are saying, and we're gonna echo this, even like on our past MMA lives and stuff like that. This is years. There's degrees to this. This is no cakewalk, people. People been in this for over 20 years, more than that. People have been in different federations of MMA trying to at least just get to have some money, at least trying to get in the title shot, get in the rankings and stuff. Some of them sometimes it takes them almost 15, 60 years to get even in the top 20. Even in the top 20. I want y'all to understand that. I'm gonna give it to y'all in a few seconds. Let me get this off. It takes a long time. So understand this, that Carissa Shields is still a work in progress. We cannot just keep on saying, oh yeah, she catching on, because it takes time. And plus, especially she do boxing, like I was on Brother CER. Shout out to you, Brother CER. He's in the chat and everything. Shout out to you. I want you to go check his channel out. But what I'm saying is that it just takes years. It takes years for this. And so let's not. I'm being honest. It's not hating. Oh, right here, it's not hating. We just strategically saying what she could do better. But just understand this. It's going to take time. It ain't going to be turned around just like that. It takes time. Years of different submission, years of grabbing, years of different parts of wrestling, years of different critique of art. This is years of stuff, family. And then I want you to think. Don't let me know how y'all feel what I just said, and we keep it going.
that's true. What she should have did was when we talked about this over with the coach, and also I heard WMA talk about this. What she should have did was go ahead and try to squeeze in 2 more boxing matches. Fight, Savannah Marshall, to because of you want to owe that get that loss you took back when you were amateurs. Fight Hannah Gabriels just so hey people prove that hey I did beat her. She had that one knockdown on me, and stack up your chips. Do some tournaments, BJJ tournaments. Learn to work off your back. Because that's one part was when she got her back, she was like a fish out of water. Montez was when that last end of the round, when Montez was just dropping on her, she can barely hit back because it's hard for. There's some fighters I've seen who can hit from there, who can strike from them back, but she's not one of them. She needed more time to develop the person. And then she's in the wrong gym.
Right.
She
say that again. Repeat that again, and also Escacho, elaborate on that, please. That's a great point. Please.
She's in the wrong gym, and XA, you can elaborate why she's in the wrong gym.
Because, like I said, she's with John Jones. She thinks that hey, if I could go with if I train with Holly Holm and John Jones, they could pretty much. She thinks that they will tighten up her skills, and to be honest, though, I think that's just the wrong gym for her. I think the gym that she should go to is AKA, the gym that DC have, so she could learn some wrestling. Because, like I said, with Greg Jackson, she's not going to learn much with Greg Jackson. She's going to learn some kicks, but like I said, when people see Chrissy Shields, the first thing I say, oh, I'm going to take her down. I'm not going to strike with her because she's a boxer. You know what I mean? And that's something in my mind that Christian Shields said, I should go to another gym that can help me work on my takedown defense. You know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of fighters are going to do now after seeing that Montiel fight. They'll say, shit, damn, all I have to do is just take Christian down, get full mount, and that's about it. You know what I mean? So that's the big mistake that Christian Shields made when she went to that gym. Because like I said, Greg Jackson, if you guys hear what Coach said, they are 15-35. That's bad.
Say it again. In that camp,
they are.
Say it again.
They are 15-35, man. That's not a good record, man. And that's why Chrissy Shields, she needs to get out of that gym. Because like I said, if she don't get out of that gym, the loss is just gonna keep piling up. It's just gonna keep piling up, man. And I don't know if Chrissy Shields will be able to handle all those losses piling up, because if you guys was paying attention, when Chrissy Shields lost, the MMA community just ripped her apart. They ripped her apart, man. They were all happy that she lost. Everybody was saying that she was done and etc. Which means I think Christian Shields should continue and just continue with the MMA, man. Because like I said, losing in MMA, it's normal. It's very normal. You know what I mean? It's not like in boxing, you lose a fight and then nobody doesn't even care about you. In MMA, losing is important because you have to improve after those losses. And that's why I think Chris Shields should just keep on going. Prove people that you're not a quitter. Prove them that I'm here to stay and that I'm trying to become the best. But these boxing channels, they need to cut that shit out. Yeah. Saying that for 4 years that she's going to share the ring with Amanda Nunes. No. Cut that shit out. Because like I said, in 4 years, Amanda Nunes is going to be out of the sport. I mean, am I right, George? Underrated?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
right on time. Go ahead, bro.
And then like this, maybe like I said, she was supposed to be friends with Cyborg, and that's what somebody you would, because she can study under her master Rafael Caldero. Also, she could, she is a boxer, but she's not a striker per se. She could have worked with, Jason Perillo, who's working with Mackenzie Dern, teaching how to use her striking skills better to prove on them. I think a good gym would be like a great dungeon gym, something like Budokai, the gym that Tisha Tennant and Sarge Eubanks work out of. She don't need to be with any really big gyms. She needs a small gym that will see her not as a celebrity, see her as another student, build her up, break her down, make her a better fighter. And like I said, she like I said, what she should have did was just went ahead, try to set up a couple more boxing matches, and then just focus more on MMA. Now she got that. It's supposed to be getting a fight with Savannah Marshalls in maybe next year, and then if you get that fight, okay, you don't have to. With PFL, they have a big star because she was on the main card. She could have been on the prelims with Julia Budd and Caitlin Chikagian. I mean, Julia Budd and Caitlin Young, but she was on the prelims, and she was the third fight before the before the main event, and they see it, they see his money in her. Even though they have Kayla Harrison, the hype job, they see there's more money opportunity with Carissa than they do with a high job. With her fight, it was no prediction. We knew she was going to win. Kayla Harrison. Because Taylor Goddard was. I think she's not in the right weight class. She's not a pure featherweight. She's maybe 10 and 15 pounds away from her natural walking around weight, where she used to fought in 135. And the PFL might need to also grow their women's division. There are women who would love to have opportunity to fight in a big organization, but especially not in UFC. And also, I can say how people are ripping into about, especially like that jag off Jake Paul. But one person that came to a rescue, and I was surprised, was Dana White.
Right.
Dana came.
Go ahead, Joe. Speak on it.
Yeah, Dana White. I'm not a fan of Dana White, but he did come to rescue, and he knows because he's been in MMA for years. He knows that even though there's fighters who have lost records, he might like you look at some fighters who have more losses than wins, but then you got to look at how their opponents who up against and how they did. And it's just the thing is that she needs to really take some people out. One thing is, get with the boyfriend. You don't need no distractions. I know some women in sport have boyfriends and husbands and girlfriends and wives, but sometimes it's best not to have that distraction. You need to focus on something. You build yourself as a better fighter. Also, she needs to spend maybe do the BJ tournaments, and work on that. Work on your grounds game, work on your wrestling. Also, study some Muay Thai. Muay Thai is good for when you're doing clinch, when you're in close. You can use your knees. The problem is you can't use your elbows like you like because PFL you can't use your elbows, but it helps you when you get in the clinch. Like I said, I was watching that fight with Ronda, how when she was up close with Susan, she hit her with the knees, and Chris was using her knees, but she just needs to put everything together, and she does not read Winkle John Jim. She'll want to hang around with drunk Harley Holmes, do TikTok with Michelle Watterson, and can't get right John Bones Jones, where he's gone now. Mike Winklejohn, he's just there just yelling. He's not really giving instructions. Really,
right.
Greg Jackson is really the best teacher. And we, Coach talk about how these guys are trying to sell their photos. No one cares about the trainers. You never heard of Cus D'Amato or Freddie Roach or Roger Mayweather, or maybe Roger, or any other trainers to certain fighters ever want attention. They usually be the guys in the background. They're building up the fighter. And that's the problem with this. There's not a good gym to be at. They want your money, your celebrity status. They're not really training you as well. They're not really putting your foot in your ass like they need to. And she's still young. She's just 26, about 27. And
26.
She has 26, yeah. And she still has a way to go. Maybe 4 more years. I won't say she'd be lucky she get past Megan Anderson. That's why I say like that. She'd be lucky to get past her. But she just needs to realize you lost. Losing. I know losing hurts, but what it does, you learn something from that. You just go back and watch the film, watch the mistakes you do, and then somebody who's smart enough say, "Hey, sweetheart, we gotta leave this gym. It's not working for us. We're not getting the full experience. So we'll do this. We're gonna do a cup. We'll do like PFL's gonna let her go off do what she do because they know she's a big star. They can use her. They'll let her sit out for a year or two if she wanted to, She can go ahead, throw a little couple fights in there, and then while she's doing that, she can also work on her, MMA. Work on her ground game, also improve on her striking. But like I said, she needs to find a gym. I won't say none of the bigger gyms. No, she needs to find a good dungeon gym that would take her, break her down and build her up. You know, I think that'd be great because people won't be because if she go to the bigger gyms, she'll be too much of a target. You know, by the guys who are already there. You'll go to a smaller gym that would take you. That's a good gym that would take you and just take the things like, hey, just like like what we're gonna do is like we're gonna de-educate you from what you were at last time. We're gonna build you up, right? And then do this, like I said, go to Brazil for a while, study some BJJ, go to study a little some karate a little bit, help you with your judo. That also is good. Try to be don't this is also be like Valentina, be a Ronin. Don't have like a Ronin, if you don't know what it is in Japanese tradition, it's a samurai without a master. Be a fighter without a gym. Study here, study there. Take a piece, a piece here, a piece there, but build yourself up as a better person, and also do the BJJ tournaments.
So, George, let me ask you the question because we're gonna teak on this. So,
Mm-hmm.
we all know with that fight, Abigail Montel. I mean, I felt
Montez.
bad for this girl, Montel. I
Mm-hmm.
felt bad for this girl, and I want you to hear this too. Underrated. It was that the PFL. My goodness, man, they pretty much they disrespected this young girl. I
Mm.
mean, they disrespected. I mean, like they gave this girl like no airtime. You had the announcements. They were saying that Christian Shield was gonna knock out Montiel. I want you to speak on that, George. Why that
Well,
they did this girl like this?
because the fact her purpose was there to be, a stepping stone for Carissa. Like you remember, Maria Ferriot when she
Mm-hmm.
fought that girl Tappa Richie. The girl was out of her weight class. Girl was fighting at a straw weight, and she was just there to be a punching bag for Ferriot because her opponent had to drop out, and so they needed somebody to say, hey, hey, come here, you're just gonna be, opportunity for you to get into the UFC, but your purpose of the girl, she was just a punching bag. They would pick somebody. They do this, especially if you have somebody you want to push to be the next big thing. You find somebody like they did with Brittany Elkin, or remember what they did with Heather Hardy. You know, it's just they find somebody and say, hey, this is gonna be easy win for you. Throw into the cage with them, and then see what happens. And this girl, she pulls off a major win. But you know what's going to happen is they're going to punish her. They're going to put her against somebody like maybe I'm trying to think. I don't know all the PFL fighters. They might throw Caitlin Young at her, because Caitlin just lost her fight against Julia Budd. Or they throw the chick that Taylor Godano beat. To get to Kayla Harrison. They're gonna probably throw this girl against some veterans to punish her for beating their superstar.
Mm. Okay. Um, so where do you think Carissa Shields will go from here?
Well, like I said earlier, she's just gonna go ahead. She'll probably go to Winkeljohn, which she shouldn't get away from Winkeljohn. Don't go back there. She's gonna probably, as she's already planning on supposed to be try to set up a fight between her and Savannah Marshall. But so
Huh?
yeah, this talks about
No.
that. Well, that's the thing. She wants, she wants that chance because she lost to Savannah Marshall. She wants the opportunity. I think she can beat Savannah Marshall.
But not to me. I disagree. Not right now. She should get somebody that she can handle. Then go to Savannah Moss.
Well,
No.
maybe she can fight Hannah Gabriels as a warm up fight.
Yeah,
Or
okay. But after that, you go to Savannah. Don't take it right now. I don't know.
but that's the thing is that's that's the big fight right now. You know, if anything other than Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor,
Okay.
you know, that's probably the two biggest fight in women's boxing right now. But the thing is, like MMA is just taking a lot more attention, and that's why Clarissa went over there because the fact that she was beating everybody else, you know, and it's just not as much as lucrative in women's boxing is in women's MMA. I think there you would know more women mixed martial artists than you do men boxers, other than Taylor Kaler, Amanda Serrano, Clarissa, you know, Savannah, you know, Cecilia Breckus. I mean, but with MMA women, I think they're going a little more popular. You got Valentina, you got Cyborg, you got Nunez, you got um, you know, Valerie Loretta. You got a
But
lot of these women that
yeah,
are.
but yeah, but this is what I meant. I want y'all to get your take on it, then we keep it going. I don't want to be. I don't want to see this that she be about 3 or 4, right?
Mhm.
Then within 2 3 years, within 2 years, or within a year and a half, you call out Valentine and the man. You, yeah, I had a feeling that's gonna happen. Though. I really believe that's gonna happen.
Well, I
To
don't know
me, I
about
think
her.
she should. For me, but like I said, for me, I think she's just stay in MMA because, like I said, she goes back to boxing. Everybody's just gonna call her a quitter. They're just gonna call her a quitter, man. I think she should just stick with the MMA thing. You know what I mean? Because right now there's not really much for her to accomplish in boxing no more. I mean, she's already undisputed in boxing. You know what I mean? So she's just stick to MMA. You know what I mean?
But
That's
she's
just
not gonna do that. But
Yeah.
that's the problem. She still don't want to do that, But I'm just saying, and that's a good point you talk about, Scott. She should concentrate more of MMA. But I'm just saying this. I gotta reiterate it again. I don't want it that there's some MMA woman fighter, right? That she busts her behind to get what she had for years. Then all of a sudden, Carissa as a star, they're gonna put her over there, and and all of a sudden you fight. We talking about greats over here. They licking chops. You don't think Valentine and the rest of them licking their chops? Oh, you think you could take no year and a half? Now maybe 3 4 years. I don't know, man. It's just for me that you know.
Like I said, she's just not ready for any one of those. By the time, like I can say, 4 years. By the time she gets to the level where she gets to like Amanda Nunes is gonna be gone. She would never get
hmm
to the Amanda Nunes level. And then Valentina, even she can't even make 125. There's no way Clarissa can make 125. She'd be lucky if she can make 145. You know,
Right.
it's just want to forget about that. She, like I said, she is a boxer. That's the first sport she has learned. She's gonna want to go ahead and box so she can maintain her space in boxing. But like MMA is, for women is probably the better choice because female boxing's, it has a couple fights over the weekend, but still it don't get as much attention. The big talk was this fight. I mean, even though Claire Harrison was gonna fight, that night, everybody knew that Kayla was gonna win that fight. There was that fight was, pretty much solid,
Uh,
solidified
uh,
for us fighting.
do me a favor, y'all. I want y'all two to put your name, write something in the chat. All right, do it right now. I gotta make sure Mars on here. Put your name in the chat.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let me
My
go ahead and
real
put
There
my
you
name?
go.
Yeah, my name. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say
you
hi.
too.
Yeah. Hi. So we mods. Yeah. Hi. There you go.
Okay,
And
and you too. Let's got you, so I can make you
yeah.
Mars.
Yeah. But
Oh, I just put my real name.
I say
Okay, no
hi.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, type something right now, y'all. Let me see
Yeah.
something.
I did. Yeah. But again, it's just that she's a big star. She's coming over here to sport like MMA, but she needs more time. And like I said, she needs to get away from Wicked John Jim. She needs to build on her ground game. She needs to work on her striking. She has the striking. She throw punches like a boxer, but she has to become a striker. There's a big difference between a boxer and a striker. We've seen a lot of quite often some boxers who jump over MMA and they get dusted because they just relied on their boxing, and their footwork. Where it's even though there are some aspects of boxing that's in MMA, but not too much of it. Like one thing is you need to stop being headhunters. Stop trying to go
Right.
for the head. Remember, I've seen boxers fall from, body shots. Go for the ribs. Go for the kidneys. You can use kicks. Like one thing, like I said, when she had Montez staggered against the cage, she should have backed up, used the jab. Montez would have to take her hands and try to cover her head, and then attack the body and throw in a good kick. And that probably would have had dropped her. She probably would have been done.
Yeah.
But she made a mistake. But
yeah, put some. I'll tell you the write something in the chat right now. I want to make sure you're blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, go. Keep on.
Yeah, she made a mistake of grabbing onto it, and that's all good part of it. When Montez was getting hit, she took and she put against the cage. Carissa's a lot stronger than Montez. I'm telling you, she's stronger. She should have, used and spin around. She did it a couple of times, but she was on the cage, and that's what got Montez to win. Using her, using the cage, and that was the thing. If she was more cage savvy, or when she was on the ground, how she could have pulled herself, pull herself to, she can wiggle herself up to the cage and get herself up, she probably would have done. She just has to learn. And like I said, it would have been better if she's cool with Cyborg. She should say, "Hey, Chris, can I work with you in your camp or something like that, or work with you and your teacher or something like that." But instead of going to, because I think what it was, I believe this. I think Wicked John and them approached her. They fed her a good line, a good story. They used Holly Holmes, who's ex-boxer. They used John Jones, and they pulled her to the dark side. Go over here, come here, yeah. That's what he did to her.
Yeah, I'm on the dark side too. You gotta put something in the chat, man, right now, man.
But that's the thing, is that she needs to be smarter. She's still young, and that's the thing. When you're young, you're impressible. Somebody can come and tell you something, and you don't like, and people around her should say, should really, what it is. A lot of these boxing types, they don't really pay too much attention to MMA as much as they should. They don't really do. They see it as you remember, B-Hop called it gay sex. I mean, I was even watching what was on the live stream with Cubs doing commentary. People was saying that Montez had Chris against the cage, and she was trying to make out with her. That's how they give you, like, back in the day I wasn't too big of an MMA fan, but I really have see how there's so much a difference between the sport. It's more truthfully a sport of one-on-one, a real it's like a real gladiatory sport, like gladiator days. It's really vicious. It's really it's really more of a blood sport than boxing. And if Calissa's people, his management was smart, they would say, you know what, we're not gonna go with this people, because like Coach said, they're 15-35. Other only stars they have is Holly Holm, who been out of boxing for years, who was on a 4-fight losing streak. Michelle Watterson, who barely won her fight against Angela Hill, and John Jones, who right now just got kicked out for beating his girlfriend. And then the rest of the fighters over there, they're not even barely winning, because because Greg Jackson and Mike Wickerjohn are so focused on their superstars instead of trying to build the rest of their camp. And that's the problem. When you're a superstar, they focus on you. And then you spend your time being on TikTok with Michelle Watterson and Holly Holmes and John Jones, instead of like, hey, let me work let's work together. Let's build you up. Let's start you. Let's start you here, and let's look at you. Let's look at all your weaknesses. Okay, you're a good striker. You got decent footwork, but you lack the ability to be underground. You lack the understanding of cutting off the cage. When you got a person, you don't follow them around. You kind of try to like do like when you ever watch those old cowboy movies when the cowboy's going after the steer, and how he takes the steer and he puts him this way or that way. That's how you're supposed to do somebody when you're in that cage. You kind of move them around where you want to move them to.
Yeah. Right. Got you. George, put something in the chat.
I did. I said hi.
No, again.
Okay.
Again.
Okay. Again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, make sure you blue, man. Make sure you blue, man. There you
Okay,
go.
there you go. All right.
Yeah, now you blue. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Right now. Yeah. Thank you very much. So y'all both blue. Now, now we gonna are y'all with the end of the year do a cap of the year of the MMA?
That'd be good.
We should have a special cap.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. I agree with George.
Yeah, trying to get some people some more on the chat, like brother Watcher. So we could do like somewhere in the December we can do the cap of MMA. And
But I gotta ask you a question though.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you a question already. What happened to the main channel?
Password.
You forgot your password.
No.
You forgot your password.
No, that wasn't it.
What was it?
Password. That's what I'm saying. But I didn't forget about the password. That's gotta get fixed. When I get fixed, it'll be up. Yeah.
That's why most time I leave my channel on. Is most time.
That's what I'm saying. Google is like changing, and it's like they say, oh, what you do today when you do it, and then you do that. Then they gotta send it. How you gonna send it to me? And you take my email away. So that's gonna take time. But that's why
you know what you should have done. You know what you should have done, because this happens to me a couple of times as well. I forget my password, but I put my phone number on my thing. So instead of the password, they will send a code to my phone, right?
That still wouldn't work, but that's what I'm saying. They change it. This is what I'm saying. Google be changing a whole lot. Yeah. They always change it. So you right though. But they change it. That's what I'm saying. That's like I'm saying. It's gonna take time. The Underrated Darkness will come back. We'll be back soon. Trust and believe. And that means that let me let you know right now. Then excuse me, this channel still would be in existence. It will still be in existence. Just letting you know that right now. I don't know what I do know when, but I think what I'm going to do is going to be like sometimes I'm going to do MMA on this channel, but most of the time, most likely it's going to go back to the Underrated Darkness, because that's most of the stuff on here, stuff like that. So on here, probably we would do like, I would say, like like a special MMA show that talks about like paid tribute to different MMA fighters, man or woman. Probably we'll probably do it like that. But it's just wait and see and stuff. All right. Anything else need to be added, brothers?
Well, this is something for you. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, because we got the next big card, which is gonna be in Madison Square Garden. You know, the big one. Yeah.
That was a long time. You know, they had some Madison Square Garden now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think it's a main event is going to be Usman versus the bastard son of Jeffro Bodine, Kobe Covington.
And when that card's gonna happen?
Next week.
Oh,
next week. Wow, that's kind
next
of
week.
Next week.
But there's a problem though. It's on the same night. It's on the same night of Canelo and Caleb Plant.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wow! Usually, UFC. You remember when they had, remember UFC? They moved that fight between when they had that fight for the was it that with the last pay per view when they had the same night was it with the fight night or pay per view? They had when we had the fight with Tyson Fury versus a Wilder. They I think they had it early that afternoon because they didn't want to compete with that fight. And I don't think I'm surprised they're not moving that fight early. But my guess because they're in New York and they feel like their pay per view is a lot more bigger than this fight. So I think I can understand why because they feel like Canelo. No one's gonna really want to watch Canelo and Plant. It's not that big of a deal in their mindset. So
yeah. I know. I'm trying to get some boxing this coming week too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll probably do some boxing. I ain't gonna do Wednesday. I said Thursday because a lot of people like they gonna do lives on it and everything. So I got to find my way to squeeze my way in this, man. So, but MMA, we gonna definitely.
But sorry for cutting you off. But the like again, the fights from start to finish, man, they're pretty damn good. It's just all big names, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the big one that I'm looking for is the Rose Namajunas and Jan Belay fight. And George, if you have time, brother, can you break that down for us?
Well, we all know this is going to be the second fight between Rose and Zane, and a lot of people feel like that Rose just might win this fight again. But if Zane can get her head on straight and quit, using excuses like, this guy got hurt, the crowd was booing me, she might give a good fight. I mean, remember that first fight between Rose and JJ? It was it lasted 2 rounds. And then that next fight between them, the second fight, it went all the way. If the thing with if you can predict Rose's skills and you can really read her, you can probably keep this fight going longer. It's just Zane was just she just really dropped her guard in that fight. And if Rose wins, then the next fight has to be her against Carla Esparza. There's no other person just yet, unless you're going to try to push Marina Rodriguez. As Joanna Jacek, or we call her Joanna Bojanglecek, she got dropped off the rankings because she spent almost 2 years sitting on her behind, and she should have been fighting. You should have been active. I understand, there's been fighters who had just as bad as worse concussions. Remember, Betch Cahill was almost out for about a year because of her concussions, but she wanted to come back, And with Joanna, she thinks she's a big star. She's not. She wasn't. She was barely. That's why she never really ever. If you remember, she never really ever headlined it. She was like maybe third undercard quite often. She's like maybe even though when she was a champion, she even take co-main event. She rarely ever did. I think that fight with her and Zane, I think that might have been a cool bit because Zane was more attention. And also to Underrated, I got some news for you, brother. You might like this. Valerie Loretta is going to be fighting at Bellator 271 on the 12th.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and also another fight is this is in BFK. BK, bare knuckle fighting is that Pearl Gonzalez is supposed to fight Britain Hart.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, did you hear the news that Mike Perry signed with bare knuckle talent?
Yeah, I saw that. I wish all the best luck to all his opponents. That's because they cut him after that stuff he was going through. He was stalking his ex-girlfriend, that fighting that guy in the club. I mean, you can't. Colin can do that stuff, but you can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Colin can get away. Colin got busted for hitting some DJ. It's just that's why he's he's gonna have a new name if he actually goes to prison.
Yeah.
His new name gonna be.
But like I say, he has the complexion for protection.
Yeah.
Shit, had he been black, everybody would have been calling for him to, be arrested and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, and that's the thing about it. And people don't, but that's a it things equal. No, it's not equal.
No, it's not.
It's not equal. So don't even say that. Okay, that's it, y'all.
All right, that's it. You got anything else?
Okay, no, I ain't got nothing else. Got your last remarks, please. Brother George, last remarks, please. Please stay right there as usual. We're gonna close it out together.
Well, first and foremost, as always, I have to thank my brother, Underated Darkness, for making this MMA talk possible. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here this Sunday afternoon talking this MMA. But once again, I want to thank all the brothers that's in the chat room. I want to thank the people who have who uplike this video because we hit 8 likes on the channel.
Good. Good.
And also, I want to thank, let's see, the 24 subscribers who have subscribed to the Underrated, the #1 grinder, Real Talk. Let's try to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers. And also, I want to thank my brother, George Page. Good interview you had with the bodybuilders, George Page. I stopped by.
Thank you. I know. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, as always, I want to say thank you for being here this afternoon to talk to you, brothers. Because like I said, I always will have a good afternoon talking to you, brothers. But like I said, stay tuned for next weekend as we're going to recap UFC 268. It's a big card. I'm not going to miss it this time because yesterday, like I said, I was at work. They called me in because we were shorthanded. But this time, I'm going to see the fight from start to finish. So we're going to recap that fight. And like I said, guys, just stay tuned. Like I said, please subscribe to the Underrated, the #1 grind Real Talk. Like I said, let's get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers so he can get monetized, so he can make his money for the grinding that he's doing. And like I say, subscribe to my brother, the George Page. I know he's not called the Emperor anymore. I forgot what the name is, George.
No, I've said the Emperor. I've said the Emperor. You know.
The Emperor George Page. Yeah. And also, if you want to subscribe to my channel as well, I do all kinds of things on my channel. I talk about anything. And but like I said, just thank you to everybody for coming by and listen to us talk this MMA talk. Like I said, stay tuned. We'll be back next Sunday when we recap UFC 268. Don't miss it. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love. All right. Brother George, last remarks, please.
We're almost doing you, brothers. I think all the brothers and all the brothers are back. You know, thanks for bringing me on here. You know, I enjoyed talking with y'all guys about MMA. I mean, it's a sport that I'm really starting to get into. As you know, I have a new moniker. I'm just the Emperor for you about to talk. Also, I'm the Emperor of Women's Mixed Martial Arts Talk. I wish appreciate support. I mean, thanks to our man, the #1 grinder. You know, for putting us together. I mean, I hope we get back to the regular channel, but this channel, if we can build it up, that'd be great too.
Oh, that will happen. That will happen soon. Just gonna take a little time.
Yeah. We thanks to all the people that come through here and support us, and thank my brother XA. Tough. Your boys, the Red Sox, don't have too tough time with our the Braves.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Hey, man. The Red Sox, they went home. Hey, man, George, they went home, man. They went home. It happens.
It's Halloween, and Joker has to come out. And I really appreciate y'all coming, supporting me and my channel. I think what needs to be done is like we need to, really, bring attention to MMA, and also shit like this. We should talk about one thing. We should talk about is that MMA fighters should get paid more. I'm not saying they should be at the level of boxers, but they should get paid enough where when they get to a point where they retire, they have something in their pockets because they take more punishment compared to boxing. People don't realize this, especially these short-sighted boxing channels that were all whining and crying about Clarissa Shield and trying to hype her up. She needs to learn that don't rely on these people. When you down, you better who your friends are. Your friends are people who will be always by your side through thick and thin, through hell and high water, and that's what she needs to learn. But I enjoy talking about this. I enjoy talking with my brothers here, Exeguche, the underrated. Thanks to Tone Balone for coming through. And I really appreciate y'all. I'll support my channel. I'll support yours.
Got you. Well, let me say this before I make my closing remarks. Is this that we've been at this almost a year and a half. That's safe to say, right, brothers?
Agreed.
Going on a year and a half, and we've been at this for a while now. And besides coach, talk about MMA. Shout out to him. After that, really in the space is only us. You gotta support it. You want to hear MMA. You want to hear the experts. Us as brothers, we gonna bring some George and Brother Gotcha. They said they're gonna bring some people in the near future of their contacts and stuff. So we got some stuff, but you gotta support it. Even though I said that when I bring back my channel, even Underrated Darkness, you gotta support this. You have to support it because you're not gonna get the real anything else. We're gonna break down the fights. We even sometimes that we're gonna talk about racism. We gotta talk about that because it does happen. You're not gonna find anything else. So shout out to the coach too. Shout out to him. But I'm just saying, support. Even support my channel. To pass it around. This is just a secondary channel. Like I said, the Underrated Darkness will be back soon. And so, but support this channel, support. Support the brothers over here too, the ones that's doing it on in the panel. They do some great stuff. I want you to go support that. I know that I know anybody that are traveling to your destination or home. If you're single, or travel with family, or travel with associates, or etc. Be safe out there because the climate out there is real and it's crazy, and we don't want nothing to happen to y'all. All right, and again, please support this platform. Please support my channel. Like they said, they're trying to get me up to 1,000. That'd be great, and we could really do some things. And like I say, for the Underrated Darkness, that channel will be back soon. It will be back soon. And when I be back, I'll let you know like a week in advance. When I find out I can bring it back, I will let you know in a week in advance. And then then I bring it back, then you'll know. Okay. But thank y'all so much. Please share this out. The ones in the chat and in the clouds, please share this out. That'd be greatly appreciated. On behalf of my secondary channel, the number one grinder, Real Talk, Brother Escalcha and Brother George, we want to thank you so much. This one is Ghost. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Good night. Stay blessed.
Happy Halloween.